everyone. Give them a hand. 2021 B-Gas World Champion, hailing from Kimberly, Alabama, Mr. Ken Rainwater, accompanied by his wife, Miss Angela. Oh, well, she has stagged him. Everybody to your feet.
A-Gas World Champion driver of the Southern Flyer, Gabriel Burrell, accompanied by his wife-to-be, Katie Jackson.
Welcome all our champions here tonight to the banquet. And now that we are all seated, folks, just let me once again extend a warm greeting to you from our Southeast Gasser staff, to everyone here in attendance, everyone in the Southeast Gasser family that makes it what it is. And we just could not be more proud of the participation, the camaraderie, and the love that we have in this room. And that has been awful stressed this year because of a lot of difficulties that we've had health-wise up and down the roads, the miracles that we've seen God perform, and the one that we continue to hope that He performs in the life of Ron Hall, as all of you know what he's fighting for right now. And before we get started having dinner, we're going to let Miss Nora say the prayer for us.
I'd like to introduce y'all to my 4-year-old granddaughter, Nora Guffey. She is the brightest star in my sky, and she loves Jesus, and she's going to say the blessing for us.
God is great, God is good. Let us thank Him for our food. By His hand He shall be fed. Give us food our daily bread.
Amen.
Amen. Folks, finding a great way to get started. I don't know what it. So at this time, we want to invite our champions and our champions crews to go ahead and head out. And we're going to start with Superstock. Ron Allison, you and your table. Let you guys head on out. If you would go out the third door, right down here on the left, and you can make your way to the buffet line. That is Ron Allison and the Superstock crew. If you know Ron Allison, he brings a crew with him. That was evident in just about every one of his Winter Circle interviews and trophies and pictures. Well, I think Ian had to get some wide-angle lenses to get everybody in there. So congratulations to you guys. Since we got two lines going out there, two ways to go, we'll go ahead at this time and call our 2021 SEGA champ, Mr. Larry Floyd, and his crew of the Stud Muffin to follow right behind our Superstock You'll go out the third door right down here and make your way to the buffet line.
Yeah, I don't.
All right, and we will let our B-Gas champ, driver of the Renegade, the 2021 Renegade crew, if y'all would like to go out, Ken Rainwater and crew, y'all can go on and head on out, get your food started, and
Yeah.
Rainwater, make sure you
Well,
leave some of that
we
potato
really
salad,
can't-
okay?
Well, we can. We just have to pull cable over here, which I've got enough.
And the A-Gas champ, the Southern Flyer, his crew, Gabriel Burrow and crew and family, you guys head on out. Y'all can go ahead and get y'all's dinner right now.
Let's see if Caleb can fix this. I don't know, buddy.
Okay, everybody, believe it or not, it's time to get started. As always, I start about 15 minutes early, so I can get my little announcements out of the way and give more time to the champions. I know y'all are still eating, so just lend me your ear for a little bit. Especially you guys that are going to be making speeches, since we're talking about time. The champions get 5 minutes. 2 through 5 gets 1 minute to make your speech. I had somebody tell me early last night, said, man, I'm struggling to get 5 minutes out of my speech. No, that's maximum 5 minutes. You don't have to use the whole 5 minutes. That's maximum. And they will turn you off because we don't want this banquet drug out all night long, because it cheats the guys that are coming out later. We don't want everybody to be tired by the time our A-Gas champion gets up here. So please be respectful and don't go over your time. Rehearse your speeches or whatever. So 5 minutes for the champions, 1 minute for 2 through 5. And now for the champions' money, we haven't advertised the payout this year because we wasn't sure how the year was going to go, how our finances was going to go. We had sponsors in and out. Wasn't sure how my finances were going to be, so I didn't want to make any promises we couldn't keep. So we are ready to announce that Roby and G-Force Transmission has put $1,000 in each class. Roby, you here? Everybody knows what Roby's done for us. Not only has Roby and G-Force put money in this deal for you guys, they have been very, very supportive at the races, and I don't really know how we would do. I know a lot of you wouldn't have got to race if Roby wasn't there. Johnny Powell with Hub Saver, he's putting $500 in each class also. So that's going to make a $1,500 cash pay. Summit Racing put in, I think it's $13,000. I hadn't got the total figure there in Summit gift cards. You guys know, just like last year and the year before last, that's as good as money to any racer, because you're going to spend every one to use it all up. So that brings the total in A-Gas for the winner to $3,500. The runner-up will get $1,100. B-Gas $3,300. Runner-up $900. C-Gas $3,300. Runner-up $900. And Superstock $3,900. Superstock gets more than anybody because Superstock raced for free all year. Summit didn't put in as much, but with Roby's money and Johnny Powell's money, and then I put in another $1,200 that made Superstock World Champion $3,900. So maybe Ron and them had the money to get that old car running this year, a little bit extra money. And then $500 to runner-up and so on. And this pays all the way back 5 places. The Summit gift cards go all the way back to number 5. 2022 is going to be Southeast Gasser's 11th year. We're starting our 11th year. And what I'm proud of is we've never had, my nose running, we have never had a back-to-back champion. We've had a bunch of people that's won championships 2 times, but we've never had back-to-back. So that tells you how stiff the competition is, that we can go 11 years, or 10 years going into our 11th year, and nobody has been able to repeat 2 times in a row. Is it better over there? Okay, Mitch wants me to switch mics. Got my nose running. Now, I don't think, is that any better than y'all hear me? Okay, all right. Huh? Mitch said don't question him. I'm going to have to raise this thing up, short guys. Good? It come up good. Keep it down low and you don't hear me sniffing my nose maybe. Y'all trying to eat. I got to apologize to the racers, the fans, and everybody at Southeast Gassers. I know there's thousands of people that count on me to make good decisions. And for the last 2 years, my personal life has caused me to not be able to concentrate on Southeast Gassers the way I should. In the past, I've felt like I've been a good leader. In the last 2 years, I haven't, but thank goodness for support of the racers, the fans, and some really, really, really super good employees. The racing has still went smooth, as y'all know, as if I was doing a good job. So I want to thank everybody for taking up my slack for the last 2 years and making this thing run smooth like it did previous. Couple of new things I'd like to announce. Don Baskin is going to be coming on as a sponsor. Y'all know Don come in this year. It's kind of funny. He called me, said he was going to build 4 race cars, and I said, yeah, boy, I've heard that before. So I didn't think nothing about it. The next thing I know, he showed up with 2 cars already this year, and he's bought 1, so he's probably going to make the 4 cars. But when people call me bragging, I wouldn't say bragging, but telling me they're going to do that, first thing I think of is, yeah, sure, I've heard that before. So Don put his money where his mouth was, and not only has he done that, is he's going to help us a little bit with some sponsorship to make this thing hopefully run a little bit smoother and keep us from breaking the bank account. Another cool thing that's really we've been working hard on, and I've had a lot of help on this, is the H-gas class. We've got C gas, A gas, B gas, and super stock running really smooth in a lot of cars. So now it's time to bring this other class up to speed. So H-gas, you're going to be hearing a whole lot about H-gas. We had a meeting this morning on some rule stuff. So I won't call no names right now, but there's been some people working really, really hard doing research on these rules. Something else I'm very proud of is the car count. In 2020, we had 117 different drivers compete in the Southeast Gassers. We lost, I'm not sure how many we lost, but we lost 5 or 6 cars from 220, which you always do. Your average racer lasts about 5 years. And I've seen that through the Pro Mod years, through everything, is about a 5-year span. Now, of course, your heroes stay forever, and as y'all know, that's what you see. You see that in everything, but that's why they become heroes, because they're there for so long. But that being said, 117 cars last year, and I think we lost 5 in 2020. 2021, we had a whopping 143 different drivers. That's unbelievable, especially with these rules as strict as they are. In breaking that down, there was 32 A-gas cars. Gabriel Burrell had to fight through 32 different people to win a championship. There was 41 B-gas cars. Ken Rainwater had to wrestle with 41 different drivers to claim this championship this year. 33 C-gas cars. Larry Floyd, he had to battle 33 different drivers for his championship. 32 super stock cars. Keep in mind that class, I think, is only 2 years old. And Ron Allison had to fight with 32 different cars to win a championship. So my hat's off to you guys that won, because it wasn't a pushover to beat that many different people from all over the country. Speaking of Gabriel, I had to laugh here a few months ago. I watched Gabriel fight that Ford for 5 or 6 years. And the whole time everybody was laughing at him. Oh, you need to get a Chevrolet engine. You need to dump that Ford. You're wasting your money. It's too much money. Fight. Literally laughing at him for running a Ford. Well, now everybody's saying we need a rule change. That Ford's got a big advantage. So it tickles me to see somebody work that hard. And now it's almost comical to watch people think he's got an advantage now. Well, he does. Maybe he does, but he worked for it. And he still don't have an advantage. The record's still held by a big block Chevrolet, and number 2 in the order is a small block Chevrolet. So the Ford's still not got the record. Something else that needs to be noted, Kevin Dyer, if y'all remember, Kevin sold some cups that he had made and engraved, and he was selling them to raise money to give to the Cancer Society in Cynthia Phillips' name. And he sold $450 worth. Kevin's going to match that to $900. So Kevin Dyer, where are you at? Stand up, Kevin. Be back there somewhere? Oh, in the back, Kevin. Okay, Kevin, we really appreciate that, you know, to see you do that and then actually take money out of your pocket, because he took money out of his pocket to make and buy the cups, and he took money out of his pocket to match it. And Johnny Powell did the same thing with Hub Saver. I don't remember how much Johnny did, but it was around $1,000 or so, and he matched it. So there's a bunch of money went to the Cancer Society in Cynthia's name, so we're very, very proud of that. Of course, I don't have to tell you how that makes me feel. So thanks for that. My last thing, and I believe I'm making it a little bit early, Abby, so you'll be proud of me. No, actually, I'm 1 minute late, sorry. The winningest driver, it took us a little while to figure this out because we didn't keep good records when we started. So we only started in 2016 when we started elimination style racing. Early on, the Southeast Gasser was Chicago style match racing because we didn't have enough cars to really do a real race. Well, in 2016 was the first year. So from 2016 till now, and this would still probably hold true even if we went on back, I would like for Kenneth Phillips to stand up. Where you at, Kenneth? Kenneth Phillips has 17 Southeast Gasser Association national event wins. That's unreal. Thank you, everybody, for coming. I'm done. I think Rocky's up next.
Just want to let you guys know, Johnny Powell is supposed to be speaking right now, and Johnny has become a great sponsor for us. He tries to make every race with Hub Saver, and he's been sick since Christmas, and he couldn't make it, but he wanted me to come up here and just let you guys know how much he appreciates all of you guys. He has put in $500 for each class out of his pocket, and AFX, most wins, he's put $500 in that also. So every race, Johnny's been giving money to. Johnny just wanted me to say thank you. He actually wanted me to tell you he loves all you guys. He just fit right in, and he wishes he could make it, but his mother just passed away, and he's been sick. So y'all just say a prayer for him, and just let him know next time you see him how much we appreciate him.
Well, you heard the number of cars competing this year and what our champions had to go through to win those. And I go back to a joke that Quayne and I shared. Folks, this thing has grown so much. Like he said, he didn't have enough in the beginning, but it was just Chicago-style street race. Well, August the 4th, 2016 was my first race at Darlington, South Carolina. And I got to interview Gene Cromer for the first time. right alongside Gene was a lot of his people, and Mr. Gene had a word of advice to me, and as I went forward, and I said, this is great, and it was as hot as it's ever been, and anybody who's been to Darlington knows that. But Quayne Stock, with the number of cars you started out with, and it has grown in the family, I think it might just work, Quayne. I think this thing might just work out.
It's looking like to me it's going to, David. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to get the awards banquet officially underway. But there is not an award for the backup girls. Probably should be, but so we have to represent you and thank you and showcase you in the best way that we can. Unfortunately, this year, the Southeast Gassers' original backup girl, Miss Cynthia Phillips, is no longer with us. But she started the backup girls in the Southeast Gassers. When Quayne built his first Willis all those years ago, she migrated right from his Pro Mod cars to right into the Southeast Gassers A-Gas category. When there was just one or two cars out there, Cynthia was out front doing the backup girl duties. So there's nothing that can be said about backup girls without mentioning, remembering, and appreciating Cynthia Darlene Phillips. And this year, 2021, we had some new faces, and we had all of the same beautiful faces that we've been so blessed with that make the Southeast Gassers so much of what it is. As I've stood up here and said before, without you ladies out front commanding those beasts, left, right, rear, and stop, we would not be where we are. Hit it, Tommy.
The original Southeast Gassers backup girl.
You shake my nerves and you rattle my brain. Too much love drives a man insane. You broke my will, but what a thrill. Goodness is gracious, great balls of fire. I laid in love when I thought it was funny. You came along and woo, now honey, I changed my mind. This world is mine. And if the race is great balls of fire. Kisses me, baby. Feels good. Hold me, baby. Well, I want to love you like I love the should. Well, you're fine, so kind. I can tell this world that you're mine. I kick my nails out and I twiddle my thumb. I'm feeling nervous, but it sure is fun. Come on, baby. It drives me crazy. It's just great balls of fire. Feels good. Hold me, baby. Well, I want to love you like I love the should. Well, you're fine, so kind. shooting balls of fire.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that was a absolutely beautifully gorgeous angel at the end of that show. Thank you, Cynthia, for all you did. All right. Ladies, once again, thank you for all you do out there on the racetrack. But it's time to bring up these old rough men. Superstock, let me get to the right page. Superstock number 10, driver of the Dirt Boys, Mr. Chris Austin.
The number 9 finisher in Superstock this year, hailing out of Dandridge, Tennessee, driver of the Slick Rick, none other than Mr. Rick Cathcart.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have to confess, that's really not Rick. I know he looks just like him, but we couldn't get a good picture of Rick, so I just got his twin. That is not Rick.
He said he'd get you back.
Rick said he'd get me back. I don't know what for. I mean, that's very close. All right. Number 8 in Superstock category, driver of the 2-bit racing, Mr. Houston Neese.
And that is his photo.
Yeah, it is, David.
All right, next up going to be the driver that hailed originally out of Pataskala, Ohio, but now he makes his home up in Kannapolis, North Carolina. The driver of the Grumpy, Mr. Tyler York.
Number 6 in the Superstock category, one of our elder statesmen in the Southeast Gassers Association. Unfortunately, he couldn't be here with us this evening, but nonetheless, driver of the Junkyard Dog, Mr. Danny Bird. I can say this about Danny, that man has been called on stage for racing successes many, many times over his long, long storied career.
Very true, he has, Mitch. And next up, the 5th place finisher in Superstock, the driver out of Dallas, North Carolina, driver of the Lucille, Mr. Dale Morton.
Stay close to the mic. Yeah, stay close. Yeah, stay close to the mic.
Stay close to the mic, they said.
And talk loud.
I'd like to thank God above for putting me here, man, and letting me live long enough to see this and be a part of this family. I'd like to thank my wife, my crew, Ashley, Fisher, Cheech, man, they ride with me everywhere. They help me get through it. And I'll tell you what, I made 5th place because Rick Varner let me borrow one. Lucille broke her hip, man, in Kentucky and couldn't walk for a while, but she's better now. She's had a damn surgery replacement, and she's got a good titanium hip. And we'll be back next year, man, and y'all just better look out because there's a change coming.
Well, Dale, you know, I guess we all do kind of refer to our cars as our love, our woman, our baby, whatever we call them. I know always, when I got in mine, I'd always say, honey, I'm home. But anyway, I never did think that I would refer to her as having a hip replacement.
Well, when you knock the whole rear end out of it, that's what you got to do.
I guess so. Oh, Lord have mercy. It can only get better. Number 4, the driver of the Dirt Man, as well as everything else out there, Mr. Rick Varner. I can also say this, Rick Varner will probably be the most improved driver next year because he learned the absolute most valuable lesson this year, and that was the race ain't over until somebody crosses the finish line.
Thank you. I'm glad y'all don't know what he's talking about. Thought I red lighted and didn't and coasted through. Somebody beat me in 14 seconds. That's what that race... Ben should have been proud of that. But I'd like to thank my wife, my mother-in-law, Grandma Jeannie that feeds us, Tyler for all the work in the shop, all the guys back at the shop, Roby, he hooks us up all the time, ram clutches. Can't forget my boo, Savannah, my backup girl. Love you, boo. Appreciate everybody.
All right, a former world champion and a man who is one half of the impetus of bringing in Superstock to the Southeast Gassers from Indiana, the Hoosier man himself, driver of the 4-speed Stampede, Mr. Robert Peffley.
All you drivers are going to have to become the same size.
I want to congratulate all the champions. Enjoy that this evening and for the rest of next year because everybody's coming for you. I want to thank my wife for putting up with this crazy journey that we take our family on all season long, driving all these races and stuff. Got to thank my buddy Mike Wyatt for getting me involved in this. He's the one that drugged me into this and it's created something pretty cool. Superstock's really grown. Proud of the class, the way it's going. I want to thank each and every competitor in Superstock for coming out because without you guys, it wouldn't make it. Wouldn't make a champion. And got to thank my folks for being involved in everything they do. And thanks, Queen, for giving us the opportunity to do this. And thank the Lord for giving all of us the health and the opportunity to do this.
Amen.
Those words spoken by the Superstock category's first world champion, Mr. Robert Peffley. Up next, number 2 in the Superstock contingent, took the stage with the championship last year and come so very close. He was definitely there to become the first Superstock or first world champion back-to-back. That has not been accomplished yet. Nobody has won it back-to-back. And it was looking like that number 2, driver of Mercury Poison, Mr. Mark Hackett, was gonna do it, but it didn't happen.
First off, I want to congratulate Ron Allison, Larry Pritchett, his family, his team. They were a tough and honorable opponent all year long, and they'll make a fantastic champion for our class. Proud for you guys and your whole operation. Next, I want to thank all the sponsors that helped Southeast Gassers do what they do all year long to get us to the racetrack and help with all the payouts like you heard here tonight. Thank all of my friends and family that help with the car and help support us. Specifically, thank my wife Rhonda for putting up with all this crazy stuff. And it's fun when it's fun, but y'all all know there's times it's not fun, and she still sticks with me through those times too, so appreciate that. Most importantly, I want to thank God for blessing me and her, our health. We've been healthy for the most part. We're able to come back and do this again next year, so get ready a few weeks. We're going to grind it out again. Thank y'all.
And now I get the task of introducing our world champion here in Superstock, and looking at Mark over here, for the second year in a row, this championship title at Superstock is going to stay in the great state of Tennessee. So our champion this year went to 6 final rounds and won 5 of them. I think that is a remarkable task right there in itself. Man who hails out of Sparta, Tennessee, 77-year-old Ron Allison. And Ron Allison, I dare say, is living his best life right now. A United States Army veteran. He told me his first race car was a 69 Camaro that he raced in Superstock. How fitting that he is now back in Superstock, racing that 66 Chevy 2 that he calls Poppy's Toy. His wife of 54 years, Miss Carol, been by his side, raised 2 beautiful daughters. They have even a great-grandchild here in attendance this evening, and I know he just beams with pride when he says that. But don't want to take away any of the accomplishments. This car right here, this Poppy's Toy car, has really turned around the numbers in Superstock. And if you're a Superstock racer or watch any of those time slips, you know that a lot of these rule changes are being made for that car right there, because it was so fast. Congratulations to you, Ron Allison. I'd like to invite you up to the stage, our 2021 World Champion, Mr. Ron Allison, Sparta, Tennessee.
Congratulations once again, brother. You are so cool. Your age proving it can still be done. Man, we love you. Congratulations. When I was putting those videos together, it was then that I realized just what an amazing and dominating season that Mr. Ron Allison had. I kept finding winner circle photos to add to this video. Congratulations, Ron.
I hope I can do this. Wow, what an unbelievable season this has been. It was beyond any dream I ever had when I started this. The goal for the first year was to get in the finals one time, or I would put someone in it that could drive the car. I certainly found myself lucky this season. I always said I'd rather be lucky than good, and I certainly found myself lucky this season in several occasions, such as Larry Bird red lighting on the finals, Ohio finals, or in Huntsville when I got 2 bye runs into the finals, and then Larry Bird put it on the back bumper, allowing me to take the win. But the day that I will never forget, and how so many lucky things fell into place, fell into my lap, was the last race of the season, qualifying in third place, getting to run Mark early in the second round. And then him red lighting was the best possible situation for me going into the evening after best. I can't even read. After that, I was up against Robert Pelfey, and when he left before the tree activated and my red light came on, I about had a heart attack. I thought, how could I do that? You know, I beat myself up all the way down the track. And I didn't know that I won until Mitch pulled me over and to interview me. I was just killed. But I would like to take this opportunity to thank God for giving us a safe and prosperous 2021 season. There are so many people that I want to recognize tonight, but without them, this season would not have been a success. I want to thank my wonderful wife, Carol, of 54 years, next week. Stand up. She has supported me through all of my crazy adventures in this life and getting to live out my dreams. I want to thank my beautiful family, which are for their love and support, which are all here tonight, except for one granddaughter, Lainey and Cole Crosland. Lainey is on the one who lettered my car. She is a photographer and on a bus tour out west taking pictures right now. I want to thank Cade Clark for helping me out so much at the races and in the basement, pulling motors and changing transmission. Thanks to my sponsor, KO USA, who makes, in my opinion, the best children's ATV and motorcycle on the market for the money. Check them out online. Next, I want to thank Larry and Eunice Pritchett and Ann Landis of Mid-South Race Engines. They sure built me a bulletproof motor this year. Thanks to Larry and Eunice, because without these two, I would not be where I am tonight. Without their special people. They are special people. I am not sure how they have put up with me and all of my mistakes this season, such as rolling the lights, starting line, red lighting, burnouts, driving by the scales, crazy, whole shot losses, and shifting from second to third, or third to second 3 times. What a motor that could take that. I am sure there are more people out there, but I do know it. What I do know is that Larry and Eunice never gave up on me and kept pushing me to learn. I remember the one night when we were in Birmingham and I had set the track record, but lost on a hole shot. And it was late and we were waiting to get P&G'd, and I was nodding off, sitting in a chair, and Eunice said to me, "Ron, you shouldn't be sleepy. You have slept all day on the tree." She always let me know the truth and would always be down on the track, making sure I was straight going into the lights. I also want to thank Don Duck McDonald of Custom Metal Fabs in Doyle, Tennessee, for building me a great car and for all of the help during the season. He is the best. And I'd also, I can't even read the bone right. Yeah, I'd like to thank Johnny Powell, which is not here, the Hub Savers. He's the only one gave me any gas money this year. So. And I'd like to thank Roby, don't know if he's here or not, but for the money they've put in. He's such a great guy, Roby is. And to the late Jerry Hemming's son, which is no longer with us. We lost him to cancer this year. I also want to thank all of the racers out there that have helped me out with parts and tools and gave me encouragement along the way. You guys are something else. And thank to all the fans. And thank you to Quayne and all of his staff. They have all been so nice to me. Well, not Quayne, but all of the staff. Quayne has cost me a lot of money. But I just found out that I'm going to get a little of it back. Thanks to Mary Beth Haynes for getting me into the lights. Great job. Get back up, girl. Well, I can't wait until March 12th if Larry can get me a decent motor put together. With all the rule changes this year, due to Danny Bird, it wasn't me. During a time that it's hard to get parts, my good motor probably won't be ready. But I look forward to this season and hope I will continue to have good luck in 2022. Remember that you never get too old to learn. Keep working, pushing through every day. At 77 years old, I am still learning and making dreams come true. God bless you all.
If that man don't deserve a round of applause for doing what he done, as he said at his age, absolutely magic. Now, surprisingly, I can't get him to say nothing on camera. But I do hope that y'all acknowledged in that video there of Eunice Pritchard and her excitement and her actions when he won and when he lost. We need that out of you crew members. I've got my camera guys focus on the crew because I love to see that emotion. So, just wanted to say that. Congratulations again, Ron.
Okay. It's time to thank the people that really make the Southeast Gassers happen. Everybody pats me on the back all the time for this deal and how smooth it runs, but it's not me, it's the employees. A lot of them are volunteers, a lot of them get paid, but nobody gets paid enough. And I'm gonna start off with number one, Angela Blackwell, her and her husband Matt. I say number one because the race cannot run without Angela. We can't call y'all the staging lanes till she gets ladder sheets done, and you know how quick we call you, and that's because she's done. But the biggest thing is she's an unsung hero. She's in the tile where nobody ever sees the effort she puts. I've told her several times, if she ever gets ready to quit, let me know because I'm going with her. Another hero, but he gets a lot of attention because you hear him all the time, and that's David Lancaster. We love David. I don't know how we could do without him. New to the game a few years ago is the guy that I hope takes my place eventually, and that's Randy Edmonds. Randy's done a great job. He's brought our tech department to a new level, and I think it's going to go even higher. And Randy does have a bonus program when he catches somebody cheating, so just keep on trying, boys, because he'll get you. Robert Peffley, Dallas Peffley, Donna Peffley. The Superstock class would have probably failed if it hadn't been for y'all. Y'all been there from the start, and you've took over when I couldn't. And now Dallas and Donna is actually helping us in all the classes, so we couldn't do without them. Another one that goes above and beyond the call of duty is Rich Masco. Rich, I wish you'd stand up, as a matter of fact. Where you at? He gets paid very little, and the son of a gun drives all the way from Canada and sleeps in his car. So, I mean, you just don't get no better. And since he's been sick and missed the last couple of races, I think Rocky's ready to give him a raise if he has to give it to him out of his pocket, because Rocky had to do some car parking and found out how difficult it was.
I told him I loved him.
Yeah, Rocky tells him he loves him every time he sees him now. Somebody that's been with us a long, long time, and that's Doug Threnhole. Doug does more than anybody knows, and he runs the winner's circle, he does pictures, he puts up banners, he puts up with me, he reminds me of things. I mean, it just goes on and on what Doug does, and we appreciate Doug. Chris Carroll, Amy Carroll, and Ellie Carroll, they run the scales, and then Amy also helps Mitch with the camera stuff, and you know, there again, the race can't run without these people. Another guy come in helping us a couple years ago, Chris Smith, and Rocky come to me and he said, "Quayne, I got this guy, he's really good." And yeah, I've heard that before. Well, it wasn't no time till I realized how right Rocky was. Chris Smith has now, I think we've got Chris doing about 5 or 6 different jobs. Of course, we all know Mitch Stott's been here since the first Southeast Gasser race that ever run, Mitch was here. And until last year, he worked for free. And he still probably feels like he's working for free, because I know the money don't even come close to paying the bills. But he's here, and he supported me through the first of this thing. So, but that's what brothers are supposed to do. So I don't know you no thanks. Yeah.
We ain't racing each other no more.
Yeah, we ain't racing each other no more. So now we get to work on the same team. Tommy Hedrick, another one, man. Just everything's above and beyond the call of duty. Tommy's running our show here tonight, and he helps Mitch, another one of the unsung heroes. You don't never see him. He's in the motorhome running that live feed stuff. Samantha Smoke, you've been here a long time too, girl, and you really, I remember when you worked for nothing, and there again, you're still pretty much working for nothing. You don't get paid enough, but she does more than people realize. As a matter of fact, we've trained her to take Angela's job if Angela's ever out sick, and that's had to take place a time or two, and Samantha's one of the few that can do that. Rick Shefford, he's making a great announcer. He's been an announcer forever, and he's been taking up some slack on the live feed. He does Friday nights. So Rick, we really appreciate you. Another one that works for free. Christine and John Bish come here as sponsors. They was paying me to let them set up and advertise their product. Well, we stopped that real quick because she does way more. I should be paying her now, but of course I don't. Cody Ison, I don't think Mitch Stott could run his show without you. You've been a great big help, and I know he appreciates it. Tara Edmonds, Randy Edmonds' wife. Tara is just there for whenever we need her, and believe me, this year I think every race we've put her to doing something. Kevin Shaw, the sound system and stuff at the race, the drivers' meetings, all that was donated by Kevin. We didn't buy none of that. But not only did he donate the equipment, he sets it up for us at every race. He saved my neck several times with the mic and the tower and stuff like that. So Kevin's always appreciated. And he gets a lot of help from Ben doing this, his son. Stephen Smith. I don't know how the spectators you see at these races, a lot of that's owed to Stephen Smith. Somebody told me one time, said, "Quayne, you're a genius." I said, "Why you say that?" They said, "You put the t-shirt guy in charge of promotions. The harder he works promoting the race, the more t-shirts he sells. So I don't have to do nothing. I just say, Stephen, go for it, brother." And that's what he does. And he runs all the Facebook pages. He does. So Stephen, his family, his wife, Holly, you guys, I don't think it could run without y'all. It's all a big team effort. I know I'm forgetting somebody, but last on my list, but should be maybe number one, is Rocky Platt. Rocky works for free. Rocky probably is the person that keeps me straight. He probably calls me twice a day asking me if I got something done, or did I take care of this, or did I take care of that. And usually I hadn't. So Rocky, buddy, I appreciate everything. Buddy, you've been a savior for a lot of years, and there again, I tell him every time he gets a raise, we just add a zero to all them other zeros. But the employees, I've said it my whole life, you surround yourself with good people, you'll always be successful. And we have surrounded ourselves with the good employees and good racers. I was asked one time, said, "How did you put such a good group of people together, the racers?" And I said, "I didn't. I just made it difficult to do." If you make something difficult to do, you will weed out the weak ones. And that's what we did. We made this difficult to do, and these employees helped me to do that. So I want to thank everybody, the employees, the racers. We appreciate you. Couldn't do it without you.
Yes, sir. Quayne, there's no doubt all these cogs in these wheels sure do produce one fine, smooth-running, outrageous drag racing show. Speaking of which, SEGA has become so fast, so tough, based on their weight to cubic inch limit, the characters involved. It has just been one of the, I think, the better decisions that Southeast Gassers ever made was to create the SEGA category. Starting out and heading that up, number 10 in SEGA competition for 2021, Miss Diana Casto, driver of the Quick Draw Falcon. Diana, if you get a driving suit like that, I think you do a whole lot better.
The number 9 finisher in our C-Gas category, the driver of the odd rod out of Lebanon, Tennessee, Mr. Ben Shaw.
We're having a little bit of technical difficulties this evening. Just stick with us, folks. Please stand by. Ain't that what they say in the TV world? Please stand by. Number 8 in C-Gas competition this year, my old hometown friend, the driver of the Saturday Night Special, Mr. Ernie Smith. I apologize for these issues, folks. I really don't know what's going on with it.
Well, I hope they get it fixed right here before the number 7 guy comes up, because he's got a beautiful Barracuda. He hails out of North Charleston, South Carolina. Your number 7 finisher in our C-Gas category, Mr. Steve Bright, the Carolina Flag.
Number 6 started racing with us a couple of years ago, and he branched out into a Pontiac. Number 6, Mr. Scott Wallace, driver of the Indian Express.
Our number 5 finisher this year in our C-Gas category is our 2018 champion in this category. So that tells you just another example of how hard it is to win in the Southeast Gassers. The number 5 finisher, driver of the 1955 Chevy the Crazy Horse out of Aiken, South Carolina, Mr. Larry Noel.
Just a little thing here, I gotta write it down. Without really having to write this down. Gotta thank my wife for everything she does on and off the racetrack. Couldn't do it without you. Gotta thank my family for all their support. I'd also like to say thank you to Gwen Stott and all the SEGA officials for a great season. I'd also like to thank all of you for the heartfelt comments when we announced that we were selling our race car. That meant the world to Sandy and I. I'd also like to congratulate all this season's champions. It's an awesome accomplishment, something to be very proud of. You deserve it. Congratulations. Sandy and I will spectate and support the Southeast Gassers for the 2022 season. But we ain't quite ready to sit on the front porch yet. So we've already purchased a little Pontiac Trophy 4 engine
We are currently looking for something unique to put it in. We hopefully will have something pretty crazy and make that H-gas class even more special for 2023. Thanks, everybody. God bless you all.
Number 4 in SEGA is one of the more unique critters we've got. He bought an old Studebaker truck, didn't see no need to change the name. He just proclaimed it under new management, and I've always thought that was the coolest thing. And I tell you, this year, he has made it live up to that name, the troublemaker, Mr. Billy Wilson.
All right, first of all, I'd like to thank my wife for putting up with all the time it takes to work on these cars. Thank my sponsors and thank Leslie Horn and his crew for helping me, and G-Force Transmissions, Roby, Ram Clutches, and everybody for just helping us work on the cars. And Booter for going with me to races, and my son for carrying all the time it takes to work on the cars. Thank you.
Folks, as most of you know who traveled to Southeast Gas Tour or kept up with it, the top 3 in SEGA, you could literally throw a blanket over at the end of the year. And it went right down to the finals at Shadyside. The man who finished in the 3rd position this year, the driver of the Youngblood out of Edmond, South Carolina, Mr. Josh Pruitt.
Well, got to start off with thanking the Lord for even allowing us to, do this and be able to do something as fun as this. And got to thank my family. Got to start with my wife for dealing with the long hours in the shop, the crazy testing. My parents for, helping me do this, and my aunt and uncle couldn't be here without them. So just got to thank them for everything.
You know, he ain't a bad-looking fella either, is he? It's good to have guys like that out front of our cameras when we're being broadcast to the nation and to the world. We can't get good pictures of you because the light reflecting off your head, Leslie. If only that didn't happen, the world could see how cute and studly you are. Number 2, finished number 3 last year, and he's been so close to the championship. He's climbing that ladder, and I firmly believe this year may well be his year. Number 2, Mr. Tim Hall, driver of the Scalded Dog.
All right, just like everybody else, first thing I got to do is thank the Lord, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. He saved a sorry rascal like me, and he gave us another year to go out and have fun and do what we love doing. And I thank my wife. She, as everybody said, puts up with long hours and spending money on things that she don't think's, the best thing to spend money on. And, allows me to do it because she knows I love it. And she's been with me going on 33 years, and just couldn't do it without her support either. My mom and dad, they take the motor home and get us to and from the races, and I really appreciate them. Couldn't do it without them. And then Roby has been a big help. Molly Motorsports, several other people. I didn't write out a list, so I'm sure I'm forgetting people, but I thank everybody who supported us in any way, whether it was just a fan pulling for us or somebody doing something for us or praying for us or whatever the case may be. And I just want to say, you set me up on that. You told Josh, he was a pretty fella and all that, and then I come up and I just felt bad. I ain't gonna lie.
How about a hand for Tim Hall?
Well, Tim, you're another one of them that's extremely cute. It's just can't nobody see because of the light reflection. But I will say this, you make up for it in driving.
All right, and I get to introduce our champion here in SEGA this year. This man is driving a car that won the championship in 2019, so it's a two-time winning car in our World Championship chase. And this year, a little interesting stat about him, he went to 7 final rounds. He won 4 of those. He is a United States Navy veteran. And he told me, he said, I always ask people what their first car was, or their first race car was, and he said, man, it was a 67 Camaro. I don't know all these Chevrolet guys keep coming from, but 67 Camaro, and said Billy Edwards built it. Now, if you're around Spartanburg County, you're like, whoa, Billy Edwards built it. So you knew it had to be fast. He said he'd been racing on the streets when he was 15 years old and shouldn't have been, but that's how he got his start. And he's been married to his beautiful wife, Sabrina, for 27 years. This man is quite remarkable because he has went through a lot of things that a lot of people don't know about this year. He won the first race of the year in Holt, Florida, and as I'm going to interview him in Victory Lane, he's pretty tired, and he looks at me and he kind of mumbles. He goes, David, let's cut this short. I got 41 stitches in my mouth. And I go, what do you mean 41 stitches in your mouth? But he had some oral surgery, and he goes out and wins a drag race with 41 stitches in his mouth. Quite remarkable. I'd like to introduce to you our 2021 SEGA World Champion, driver of the Stud Muffin, the 62 Chevy 2 with that Gene Fulton horsepower, Mr. Larry Floyd.
It's amazing how it can come down to 5 points, 1 round. He and I are going to run in the finals. If he beats me, we'll be tied for points after 11 races. That's amazing. You're ready. You were ready.
See there? Now that's 3 things you can take with you. You don't have good rest.
It's going to be real good. Everybody's got a good Christmas. Thanks everybody for coming. I appreciate the fans coming. Thanks all of our sponsors. It's been one heck of a year.
Eat it.
Eat it? Okay, I'm gonna eat the mic. First off, I want to thank my lovely wife. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be doing this. She supported me all along. Some of the crazy adventures I've done, including this, she put up with me all the hours and away from her, working on the car, spending money, didn't need to, as everybody knows. I just need to thank her. We've been together for 27 years, and I can guarantee you, there's been something every year she's had to put up with me on. So I appreciate her, and we got 27 more. So I want to thank the SEGA, Queen, and all the employees for SEGA, and the volunteers for SEGA. If it wasn't for you guys, we couldn't put these things on. Every one of these races has been smooth. I haven't seen one yet that was, backed up or had problems. I mean, they were all smooth. So thanks, Queen, and all the crew, Rocky and Mitch and all of you for what you guys do. I mean, it's just amazing. I also want to thank some of our sponsors and friends and teammates, Robbins Repairables, Marty and Terry Robbins, thank you for your support. Ram Clutches, Mike and Pat Norcia, most of you guys know those guys. G-Force, Roby, I don't see him right now. Roby and David, those guys. Roby, there you are. Thank you, sir. Thanks for everything you do, Roby. Football Competition, Gene, Stacy, David over there. Harris Race Cars, Brian Harris, Robin Harris. Brian puts numerous hours in his car all year long to get it going. At the racetrack, at the shop, whatever, he did it. So thanks, Brian, we appreciate it. Fuel Curve Engineering, which is Carburetor Bob and Kathleen. I want to thank them for all their help. They're not here tonight, but I thank them for all their help. Scott Wires, Summit Racing, Hub Saver. Thank all of you guys for what you guys have done for us this year. I need to thank the Bugs. My Bugs in particular, Kay Smith and Elizabeth Phillips. They help me out all year long. And thank all the Bugs for what they do. They do a lot for us, for the drivers. They help us get lined up. It helps us get to the line and just calm us down when we get up there. So, next thing I want to do is thank Leslie Horn. As all of you know, Leslie put me in his race car. It was a championship race car. I climbed in it in 2020 and really didn't want to get in it because I was scared because, he just won a championship in it, and here I am climbing in it. Never raced that much in the 4-speed cars. So I told him I was going to tear it up, and he said, I don't care. He didn't care. So we went out the first few races, made it 1 or 2 rounds, didn't make it too far, and he pulled me aside and he said, Larry, I'm going to tell you this one time. He said, I put you in that car for one reason. It's a winning car, and I expect you to win. You're either going to drive it like a winning race car, or I'm going to put somebody else in there that will. Well, after that, we went through like 4 or 5 transmissions and 2 or 3 motors, and he said, okay, you're doing good. Just keep it. You're okay. So, but we started 21 season. 2020 season really wasn't, what we wanted. Not even close. So we started 2021 season, and we had some big goals. And we started out the first season up at Hope, Florida. Went out first down the track, set the world record in the CGAS, and then we won the race. So that's how we started the 21 season. Ended up winning 4 races. Ended up losing the ET record to Tim Hall there at the last race. But congratulations, Tim. Good job. Well, we accomplished the goals we wanted to this year. So we're very happy with that. So. About, I guess, August or September timeframe, Leslie and I started talking about the 2023 or 2022 season, and decided that really it's a lot for us to try and get 2 cars in the championships running all year long. We just couldn't. I mean, it beat us to death. Just water. So we talked about it for a couple of months and decided it'd probably be best if we probably sold the muffins. I was just tired, ready to take a break. So we talked about it and discussed it, and I said, no matter what happens at the end of the year, whether I win the championship or not, let's sell them up and let's focus on one car next year. So that's what we decided to do. So at the end of the season, Leslie put the car out there for sale. And it sold, a guy down in Alabama bought it. And I'm going to introduce you to them in just a second. And I think both of us are sitting here tonight saying, man, I don't know if we should have done that or not, but that's okay. We did it. It's done. I want to introduce you to the new owner of the Stud Muffin. It's Ricky and Pat Jones. Ricky, will you stand up real quick? Ricky will be driving the Stud Muffin next year. Ricky's raced for years, different classes. He's never raced the SEGA. So this is going to be his first 4-speed trip. So give him a little break, but he'll come around. It won't take him long. He'll come around. The last thing I want to say is I hadn't mentioned one person tonight that I don't want to. I'm going to mention him right now. I got something special for him. But I'll say it in closing. I want to thank our crew chief for both Leslie and myself, Logan Horn. Logan keeps us straight. He tells us when we do wrong. Trust me, he tells us when we do something wrong. But he also is the first one to pat us on the back whenever we do something right. He can always find something good to say about every race we come down. So he's always finding the positive side. So I want to give something to Logan Horn. And thank everyone. And we'll see you guys in 2022.
I just wanted to say, welcome aboard, Ricky. You fixing to go for the ride of your life, brother.
A lot of you guys are new and might not remember, we started this award 5 years ago, the late Sonny Hall. Sonny Hall was like a second dad to a lot of us. And Quayne and I got together and we started the Sportsman of the Year award. And Sonny got it the first year and he walked up and he whipped out a 5-page speech out of his back pocket. And I can tell you right now, we've had Jimmy Huff, Tony Turner, Leslie Horn and Rick Varner last year. And this guy's been kind of overlooked, and he's been around here for 6 or 7 years now, and he's actually like a brother to me, a best friend to me, and I get to drive a tribute car to my dad because of this man. And Sonny Hall would be so happy right now, but this year's, I got Charlotte here with me, which is Sonny's closest best friend, soulmate, and she comes here every year for this. The guy I want to give this to, like I said, he's just a man that helps everybody, does everything, loans people stuff. Most of the time it's out of my trailer, but he's still loaning people things. Kelvin Cannon, would you come up here and accept the Sportsman of the Year award, please? Kelvin usually sits up front, but tonight he had to be in the back. This was a complete surprise to him, I believe. Come here, Charlotte.
I'm back. You ain't gonna get rid of me for long. You ready to go, David?
Ready to go.
Moving into the B-Gas category of the Southeast Gassers Association, the heaviest contested category in the Southeast Gassers. And man, oh man, has it produced some major competition and extremely close side-by-side, biting your nail finish line approaches to where there was no way to know if it weren't for the timing equipment that we use. Number 10 in B-Gas competition, driver of the loose cannon and this year's recipient of the Sportsman of the Year Award, Mr. Kelvin Cannon.
The number 9 finisher this year in B-Gas, I make no problem in saying this. I love the way this car is painted. I love the way it looks. The Shakin' Bacon of Mr. Troy Leitner out of Liberty, South Carolina.
And I tell you, Troy, I've never seen him without a smile on his face. A man's always ready to whoop one out on you. I'll never forget back maybe a couple of years ago, and he said to me the greatest thing was allowing an old man to live a childhood dream. You're welcome, buddy. We're glad you're with us. Number 8, driver of Papa's Wild Willie's, bright red, loud, and in your face, Mr. Michael Walters.
You know, before this next person is introduced, I got to tell you, you got Ron Allison over here, 77 years old. I think maybe Michael Oden was one of the youngest we had compete this year at 18 years old. What a span of ages this racing has really become, and it's a great view for the future in this number 7 driver, man out of Warsaw, Illinois, Mr. Colby Welch, driver of the Moonbeam.
In that last video, when he was coming down the track there to the win in Alabama, his headlights was flashing. And I didn't know if he was flashing to TJ saying, "Finally, I got you." Number 6, a man who needs no introduction, a man who will never be nothing but exactly who he is. He puts on no face for no one, Mr. Bill Rebels, driver of Black Betty.
All right, moving into the top 5 now. We got a man hails from Holly Springs, South Carolina, and he drives a race car that really stands for everything a pure American is all about. He drives that car called the Patriot, that beautiful Falcon, Mr. Daniel Haynes.
all of us is tall. So, we had a pretty good season. Got some people I gotta thank. My wife puts up with more than y'all know. She backs me up. She puts up with all this money spending, all the time spent. And she's all in just like I am. I couldn't do it otherwise. My brother Kim goes to every race, wrenches on the car, keeps us going. I got two good sponsors, Attorney Rob and Ario and All Outdoors. They keep us on the road. Dwayne Bush keeps us in a motor. Roby keeps us in a transmission. We'll see y'all next year. We're gonna be loaded for Purple People Eater.
Daniel, we like you and Kim, okay? We like you. But we love Mary Beth, all right? Whether you're coming or not, Mary Beth has to come. Number 4, I'm going to be quite honest with you. I'm getting tired of calling number 4 out for any less than anything of number 1. Number 4 in SEGA this year has been with us for a long time. Him and his brother, they are always there. They're always a threat. And they've always supported the Southeast Gassers Association. And I'm ready to see a number 1 on your window as soon as possible. Number 4, Mr. Jerry Birch, driver of the Freebird.
I got it.
Jerry couldn't be here. I think the family's got a little bit of sickness, but his crew chief, Joey, has got some issues. I think he's getting better, but everybody just say a little quick prayer for them. And they'll, like Mitch said, I think world champions is coming out of them boys. I'm surprised they hadn't already.
Our driver finished number 3 in the points in B-Gas, has been racing with us at least since 2017 when he won his first world championship, if not before. And I don't think, to my recollection, he has finished anywhere outside the top 5 in points any year that he has competed in the Southeast Gassers. So the man who finished 3rd this year, in a down year is what he called it, with 1 race win, driver of the 1957 wagon, the Double Down from Birmingham, Alabama, Mr. Todd Oden.
Hey, thank y'all so much for letting us race. We love everything we do. Ken Rainwater, congratulations, man. You had a heck of a year, and it's great to keep that in Alabama. I want to thank my crew chief, Joey, my cousin. He's so shy. I know no one gets to know him very well because he's so shy. John and all my crew. Proud of my son, going to be racing with us next year. And Gina and I have really been talking a whole lot lately, and I think I'm going to announce my retirement from B-Gas, and I'm bringing back Double X. Come on, baby! Woo!
Only you, Todd Oden, would make an interest like that back in the SEGA.
Well, there's no doubt Double X is where the King Kong started, buddy. No doubt about it. And I'm telling you, SEGA, dang it, I hate it for you.
That water just got deeper and hotter in SEGA, and I didn't know if it could get any deeper.
Yeah, it did. No doubt about it. The King is returning back to his court. Number 2 in B-Gas is one of those situations to where you can only say, wow, what a difference a year makes. For last year, he took the top honors. He claimed the title. And man, did he put up a diligent fight to be the first back-to-back champion this year. He wanted it. I know he did. I talked with him about it, and you could see the fire and the grit in his eyes, determination in his voice. But like all champions, you can't win them all. Number 2, Mr. T.J. York, driver of the Greenhorn Hillbillies.
Well, first of all, I just got to thank the good Lord above for letting us be able to do what we got to do. Queen in the group, all the fans. Got to give Ken Rainwater, crew, great shout out. You guys are going to be great champions. I'm coming for your butt next year. And I also want to say, couldn't do any of this without my wife, Danny and Bully, my son Tyler, my son Cody. Just couldn't do any of it without them. My great sponsors, Jegs Automotive, One Way Technology, just couldn't do anything without them. Roby with the transmissions, Watson Ruppel for the performance for my power, and like I said, I just thank God for everything and appreciate it all. Thanks.
Well, folks, once again, I get to announce the champion here in 2021 in B Gas, and I could get real long with this one, but he told me, he said, don't do that. I don't want all that. So, but a couple of milestones. This guy comes into the Southeast Gas for his first year of competition. He had saw us a little bit, maybe raced once or twice in the year prior. He purchased a couple of cars, not just one. He purchased a couple of cars, ended up purchasing the red car that he won the championship in this year from Doug Dobbins. And so that car now has won 2 championships in that car. But this man was the first man on 10.5 radios to go over 180 miles an hour in an 1/8 mile. So he was no little green racer when he come in here. He come in here full guns blazing. He knew what was going on. And Ken Rainwater resides down in Kimberly, Alabama. He's done a lot of extensive racing with he and his father and crew chief Wayne. And those guys come in this year, and they have really set the woods on fire in Big Gas. And it took that if you were going to knock off the defending champ. Because in a 2-year span, I don't know too many people who've won as many races as T.J. York. But you definitely come in and threw a wrench into that. Ken Rainwater was first licensed in an alcohol funny car at the age of 16. 16, 18, 17? That's a pretty big deal to get in an alcohol-blown funny car at that age in a teenager. So he's been doing this his whole life. And so let notice be served in the Southeast Gassers. We welcome you all. The water is very warm. And you knew that coming in, Ken Rainwater. And I'd like to introduce to you now the 2021 champion, the winner of 4 races out of 6 final rounds that he went to, driver of the Renegade, the little Chevy 2, Mr. Ken Rainwater, Kimberly, Alabama.
We've had a good year. We learned a lot. It's been one of them days, but I say, hey, you win your championships on your bad day. Hey, Lord have mercy, that was close. I've had to deal with him 2 races in a row. He's coming here out of nowhere, number 1 qualifier. I want to say happy birthday to my wife. She's here, hometown race. This one's for her.
short. Get up there and talk.
Oh, that's the worst part. Excuse me. All right. I'm old like everybody else. Can't see.
Microphone's really not sensitive. You want to stay right on.
Raise that up there.
Oh,
yeah, I can see now.
Last week was short.
Oh, Mitch.
Just stay close.
Truly a privilege, an honor to stand here tonight and get to share this accomplishment with the other class winners, Ron Allison, Larry Floyd, Gabriel Burrows coming up. I never dreamed in a rookie season we could pull this off. I'm very proud of our team and to be a part of this wonderful series. I must first thank my beautiful wife and son for standing behind me and understanding the time and commitment it took in 2021 to accomplish what we have. Without their support, I wouldn't be here. Secondly, my dad. I got to thank him. I was done with racing. I've been out of racing for 10 years. And he just kept on me and on me. You know, don't you want to go racing? Don't you want to go racing? Without even consideration, my answer was no. I'm done. Well,
Sorry. We can't hear you.
my bad. Can you hear me now? All right.
I'm sorry. I fought it all
All right.
night long and you got to do you.
For the time we stepped away from drag racing, you know, my son Cruz, we pursued for 10 years a motocross career for him. We went all over this country racing. We chased Larry Lynn's Amateur Nationals, which we raced 4 times. We had an amazing time. We had many memories as a family. After 6 broken bones, many stitches, trips to the hospital, the racing motocross career was over. He immediately fell in love with wrestling, in which I'm super proud of. He's the only freshman starter for our varsity team, and that's why they couldn't be here tonight. He had a tournament today. It was his last JV tournament. Proud to say that he won. He has a better round record and win record this year than me, so for that I'm proud. Kind of how we got into this. In 2020, when SEGA came to Lassiter Mountain, the buzz all around town was the gassers and how awesome it was. That got my dad started, don't you want to go gasser racing? I said, gasser racing? What is a gasser? I don't even know what that is. That's before my time. He said, look, we can figure it out. It'll be fun. So I began to mention to my wife, and immediately she said, you need to do that. That'll be great for you and your dad to get out and go racing. And that we did. So with no clue what we were doing, no car, no trailer, no parts, no tools, the quest to run SEGA in 2021 began. After a few weeks talking it over and reached out to a longtime friend, Wayne Young, with Young's performance and been a part of my racing career in the past and we've done dyno work and tuning for me over the years. I explained to Wayne what we were getting into, what the basic rules were. With no hesitation, his reply was, 4-speed? I'm in. So myself, my dad, and Wayne formed our little 3-man team, as you can see tonight. There's 3 of us. We've really had a blast. We've really enjoyed the part of the series. It's a great family atmosphere. You know, we kind of came in and with low expectations this year. Things went well fast, and my dad was right. We can do this, and we've had a good time. It's been great to meet all y'all. I really thank you. I'd like to thank Quayne Stott and the entire staff. Y'all truly built a professional and fun series. The competition's amazing, and at the same time, it's an amazing family atmosphere. It's like no other series I've ever raced in, and I've raced in a lot. I'd like to thank Randy Edmonds and his wife that run tech, Chris Carroll and his family for the scales, and how quickly they get us off those scales and back to the pits. That means a lot to us racers. Angie, Rocky, David, Mitch, all the guys that run everything behind the scenes so that we can do what we love and go out and put on the great show, the gassers that we are. I want to go back to Radford, Virginia. That was a touchy one for us. Great race. We pulled off the win over TJ York in a very close final. Kind of gave us our points lead we were looking for. I'm not that tall.
Coming down. I'm his new crew chief.
Oh, okay. But on the way home, we had a little mishap, an extremely unfortunate mishap. When our receiver hitch broke off the back of our toter home, and our entire racing operation ended up in a ditch. Fortunately, nobody was hurt. Most importantly, nobody was killed. Everything we had was in the ditch. We thought it was pretty much over. And I got to go back to the first thing I look up and Kelvin Cannon and Christy both were standing there with us. A few minutes later, Rod Bergner shows up. They stayed with us the entire time. We were there for hours. They helped us get our trailer out, get to safety, and the moral support meant a lot, probably more than they know, and I'd like to thank them for that. I can't explain the phone calls, the messages, the text messages, the offers for trucks, trailers, places to stay. The support was overwhelming, and I thank you all. I'd like to thank the contingency sponsors, Ram, Pat, and Mike Norsha. They go above and beyond to help answer our stupid emails and questions because we didn't know what we were doing. The turnaround of parts was fantastic. G-Force, Roby, Richard, they're second to none. Roby, you know we love you. Summit Racing, Molly Piston, Scott Wires, Hub Savers, Johnny and his wife. Johnny, they're all in everybody's prayers right now. Johnny's going through a tough time. Wonderful contingency sponsor, as Ron said, only one paid cash. In fact, the only one that paid. We're excited to return in 2022 to defend our title. I'd like to thank TJ York and the competition. They made us work hard. They made us stay on top of things. Without you guys, it wouldn't be the same. And we look forward to 2023, or 22 and 2, I guess, don't we? And we'll see everybody in March. Thank you.
I'm just telling Ken I'll never forget the way he looked at me when I was up here interrupting his speech. I won't never do that again. Kind of brought back memories of Mama when I done bad in church. I think you up next, ain't you, pal? Yeah. And Ken, if that was a year of not much expectation, geez, hate to see one where you really expect something.
Now I guess I'm holding the mic myself. As you guys know, the only way this survives, and like Quayne said, I'm kind of on his butt all the time about sponsors, money, this, that, and no, they're just everything. But our sponsors and our fans is the only way we survive. It's as simple as that. It's the only way we survive. And we've got so many sponsors now. It's really cool that people call us now. We're not having to knock down doors and beg people as much as we used to. We still do it, but not as much as we used to have to. But we've gotten some great sponsors, and I just want to go down a list here. Summit Racing, Don Lauer retired this year. And for all you guys that know Don, Don's one of the best guys you'll ever meet. He's supported us so much, but Summit has decided they want to stay with us. They love what Southeast Gas is doing. They want to stay with us. Hoosier Tire, Scott Wire, Ram Clutches, Christine and John with Amsoil, fantastic. Mattel Hot Wheels, Molly, Don Gray, One Way Technologies. I want to speak Jeff Jones and all those guys. Jeff called me. They haven't missed a banquet. And they are working around the clock just trying to get new heads done for the sprint cars and stuff, and they just could not make it this year, and they want to just tell you guys they really miss all of you. Vintage Pine Flooring, Cheater Slick, Speed and Culture, Speed Sport, Mr. Godwrench, Keith Thurman and Michelle. Guys, y'all just walk up and give us money every year for this banquet. I know you guys are here somewhere. Stand up, please. Keith, where you guys at? Thank y'all. Thank y'all for everything you do. One guy here, and I've been on him pretty hard the whole since I met his wife and family and stuff. And he's like a best friend to all of us. Roby, you don't know how much we appreciate you and G-Force. And now you can bring your wife and family with you to every race. We like them. Cheetah Slick, Chuck's been great with us. Robin's Repairable. As we mentioned several times, Johnny Powell. He's just been fantastic. This last one I want to speak about. I know up here a while ago I said something about a best friend and everything, and this guy here, he's in the same category. He does so much for us. It's just amazing. We talk every day because of everything he does for us. And he Y'all might think he's making a fortune. He's not. But what he does make, he turns around and gives it to the association. He gives a good percentage of it to the association. Quayne mentioned it earlier, but he and his family are just such a big part of this, and that's Stephen Smith and Gasser Gear. Stephen, thank you for everything you do, man. We appreciate it. Guys, just keep mentioning these sponsors when you're out and about. Talk about these sponsors, and they'll keep coming back. And we really appreciate everybody that buys from all these people and supports these people. Thank you.
All right, and now we get to move into our final category, and as Mitch Stock calls them, the kings of the Southeast Gassers, our A-Gas points winners for this year. Mitch, what a year it was in A-Gas. Our fastest cars put forth some of the most awesome competition. It's hard to really delineate between any of our classes, but these guys were the fastest on the property, and they were winning by thousandths of a second.
David, I just always iterate that on the A-Gas. It's not that the competition's anymore. It's that the cars are so cotton picking wild, man. I mean, it's just the power to weight, and these things are just outrageous. And that's where the Southeast Gassers was born.
True, it was. Our number 10 finisher this year in our A-Gas man, I'm just rough today. In our final points, and our number 10 finisher, the driver of the R.L. Walden 33 Willis out of Atlanta, Georgia, Mr. Rob Walden.
Number 9 in A-Gas competition is racing with the name carried by his dad many years ago in his racing endeavors. Started out with an Anglia, wound up with a Chevy 2, and my Lord, what a difference that car made. Number 9, Mr. Ben Christopher, driver of the Happy Days.
And Mitch, our number 8 finisher in our A-Gas category is none other than one of our best friends here at Spartanburg. And it turned out, every time I looked up, I was calling Ben Christopher versus this guy, Dean Jonas, who's our number 8 finisher here tonight. Got your corpse there, Dean?
Of course,
he looks like he's laying in a coffin.
That is the look of a serious
you
man.
searched hard to find that picture.
That is the look of a serious man out there.
He's a serious fabricator, one of the best in the world.
Yeah, and if you've never had the chance, y'all need to look at the artwork on the trunk of his car. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look. Next year, this year, whatever it is. Number 7, this guy has been with us through the thick and thin, been forever, the father of most important employee that the Southeast Gassers has. And you know what? If the show ain't good enough, he's willing to put it on the roof. Mr. Barry Lynn, driver of the Little Red Wagon.
The man with the camo pants and the red car, Mr. Barry Lynn. This next competitor who finished 6th this year, he is an announcer's dream because he can make you be on the edge of your seat at all times. There is no gray area or wall safe when he takes the Iceman down the racetrack. Your number 6 finisher this year, Mr. Rod Bergman.
I don't know what it is about white Chevy 2s.
Or Chevy 2s in general?
No, particularly white ones.
Okay.
Don't forget, I'm never wrong, David.
Refer to Rule 1.
Don't take that wrong, folks. Because if I had to give driving awards this year, I would have to make it a toss-up between the driver of 2 white Chevy 2s, Rod Bergener and Todd Blackwell. You guys handling these cars in trouble on the top end, but just doing it with precision, I hold that close to my heart. That boys, y'all know how to drive a vehicle. You know what a steering wheel's made for. Number 5, this guy has been a champion in B gas. He knows what a championship is. He knows what it tastes like. And he has been a major threat in A gas. Mr. Todd Blackwell, driver of the Slingshot. Todd couldn't be with us this evening, so I'm going to take his award for driving, so you're welcome.
Because you're right.
Yeah.
All right, the guy who finishes number 4 this year in points, the Rick Hendrick of the Southeast Gassers. None other than the Dirt Man out of Kannapolis, North Carolina, Mr. Rick Varner.
Let me adjust this before you start. No, I'm gonna just hold it myself.
Okay,
I don't want you up there messing with me.
I'm going to get this out of your way, Mr. Varner.
I really didn't want nobody to see that last round there with Kenneth Phillips, the man that put me in A-gas. The man loaned me a big Fulton motor. I wouldn't be here without Kenneth. I was struggling along, bad motors, junkyard stuff. I guess he felt sorry for a poor boy that hauls dirt for a living. Well, he digs pools, so I'm really trying to get him to build my wife a pool. That's why I guess I like him so much. Anyway,
He said he's got a price tag on that pool too.
that pool's high.
It's high.
Pool's high. So was the motor. But Kenneth beat him in that round. When I got back, I was all flustered up, getting stuff ready for the next round. He had my hood up, adjusting the distributor, the timing, fuel in the car. He never missed a beat. So we made a little deal with me and him that we don't have secrets. If he knows something that'll help my car and help me win, he does it. If I find something that'll help him win, then we do it. We talk a couple times a week. Not many teammates like that when you spend this kind of money to race at this level. I just wouldn't be here without him. Thank you, Kenneth. I know you're hiding over here somewhere. He wants to talk for 5 minutes. He told me, he said, don't take up all the time. I'd like to thank my little boots. I'm a winner every time I pull up to the starting line. My daughter gets in front of me. I love her. She's beautiful. She blows me a kiss when I back up. I take my hands off the steering wheel and blow her a kiss back. I've already won my trophy because she's in front of me. Then she gives me my fist bump. Love you, Daddy. You got this. And I'm down the track. So I win every round. And love you, boo.
Yes, Rick, you are a blessed man. Even when you lose, you win. That's right, brother. And you won't find a better man than Kenneth Phillips to partner with. number 3 A-Gas champion in 2019. And like others before him, he vowed to be the first back-to-back and do it in 2020. Leslie Horn took that opportunity away from him, but Kenneth, in Kenneth Phillips style, never, ever quit smiling. He never, ever quit trying, and he certainly never, ever gave up. Proud to call him my friend, number 3, Mr. Kenneth Phillips, driver of the Silver Streak.
I'm here in third again. I don't like it. I want to be first. Congratulations, Gabe, for winning this year. I just want to thank a few people. I want to thank my wife for backing me up, my crew, Kenny and KJ, for keeping me in line. Thank my motor man, Fulton Competition. G-Force Roby, he keeps me transmissions. I want to thank Quayne and all the crew that keeps us going, and all of our sponsors. I want to thank all of you. Thank you.
Our runner-up this year in our A-Gas points season-long battle was the driver of the Chick Magnet, the 1955 Chevy with that big block Fulton underneath the hood. He went to 7 final rounds, cashing in 3 times. That is Mr. Leslie Horn.
Ken, Rainwater. Ken, Rainwater, got you. Same thing. Yeah. I need a backup. I need a backup, Ken. First of all, I just seen Gabe walking in here today with his hair combed and neat. I've never seen that. It's just, I almost didn't recognize him. He looks so good. Most of the time he's running his hands through his hair, stressing, but anyway, that was good to see him. But wow, what a season 2021 was. First of all, I got to thank my family for their support. If it wasn't for that, I couldn't be here. Also, my son, my crew chief, Logan Horn, always keeping us all on our toes. The rest of the team, Larry Floyd, Brian Harris, Robin Harris, Gene Fulton, Stacy Hall, Bob, Kathleen Zabo, Pat and Mike Norsha from Ram Clutch, Roby G-Force. Cannot thank all these guys enough for everything they do. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here at all. I miss any of them. Also, some of y'all don't know this, but please keep Bob and Kathleen in your prayers. I'm not going to say a lot about it. Bob can say something later, but also Gene and Kay Fulton, both of them have been very sick. Keep them in your prayers. They all wanted to be here to support you, Bob, Gene, Kathleen, Kay, but they just couldn't be here due to illness, and we all dealing with that. Ron and Zach's been heavy on my heart, as everybody's, the Hall family. Just continue to pray for all of them. Next, I got to give a big, huge thank you to Marty and Terry Robbins with RobbinsRepairables.com for all their support, not just for me, but for SEGA as well. They have supported me and SEGA for the past 3 years, supporting Shady Side races, plus helping me get up and down the road to the races. Also, Ken Investments for their support, Horn Properties for their support. All my agents at Leslie Horn and Associates, I could not be here without them for sure, all of them. A big thank you to my bugs, Kaylee Smith, Elizabeth Phillips, and to all the bugs for all their hard work and for everything they do for all of us. Not enough can be said for this next person. Quayne, I know you've been through some battles this year, buddy. We're glad you didn't give up. I know there was a few times that you didn't know, that you wanted to go different directions. So we're all glad that you're here for us. I wouldn't know none of these folks if it wasn't for you. So for that, thank you. Next one, also just all the SEGA staff, everybody that's here that helps, volunteers, people on the staff, the whole crew, just thank you for anybody that had a hand in helping the 2021 season. Cannot end this without, boy, this is a tough one here, I gotta pull this up. I cannot end this without giving a big congratulations to Gabriel Burrell for winning the 2021 AGAS World Championship. Big congratulations, Gabe. You worked hard, you earned it. The board worked so hard, you just wouldn't believe how hard he's worked to win this championship. I mean, I just felt sorry for him. I had to give it to him at Shady Side and lay down. No, I'm just kidding. What he does work hard, and I'm proud of him, and I'm proud of all the competition that everybody's done in A. I mean, AGAS, y'all know, it's a tough one to be in. Now, as far as the season for 2022 for Chick Magnet, Gabriel Burrell, all I got to say is 1, 2, I got something for you. 3, 4, you won't be the champion no more. 5, 6, you better pull out all them tricks. 7, 8, don't always think I'll leave late. 9, 10, I'll be the one that you're chasing again. Congratulations. Thank you, all the SEGA family. Thank you for all the SEGA friends, the fans, for their support. Just thank you.
That's funny. I don't care who you are, even if you're Gabriel Burrell. That video he put out this year was just tops, man. I'm telling you. I watched it and I laughed, and I love you, Gabriel, but I still laughed at what Leslie did. Oh, mercy. And Leslie, yes, sir, buddy. AGAS is, suddenly they fought every one of you boys up here in the top 5 and the top 10. Y'all fought for what you got. Ain't no doubt of that. All these class categories did, but sometimes, Leslie, and people say things that make you think about, yes, sir. Don't matter where you finished at, is a fight. The 2021 AGAS champion posted 5 semifinal round, 3 wins out of 4 final round appearances. And he done this with only 1 number 1 qualifying spot. So no, the Ford doesn't have an unfair advantage. His road to a championship has been a long, steep, and rocky climb to the top of the AGAS contingent. He is a Ford standalone, with naysayers proclaiming put a Chevy in it. Heck, I even suggested he put one of Tony Turner's Hemis in it a couple of years ago. But with him being a branded Ford man, he continued his plight to put it in the winner's circle. His determination caught the attention of Robbie Bird and Jack Mills, and a formidable trio was born. About this same time, a new lady entered into his life named Katie Jackson. And it would seem she was a perfect fit with her glamorous looks and keeping Gabriel focused on his championship caliber team that had become a major threat in the AGAS ranks. Along with all of that support, he has been continually, never wavering, flanked by the support of his mom, Pam Burrell, and his dad, David Burrell. Yes, Gabriel, your dad did care about what you want.
It's an old family joke. When he finally won his first event in 2020, he knew he had found the right combination with John Causey horsepower, and he knew a championship season was no longer a pipe dream. For in that year, he also posted 3 rounds, a number of runner-ups, and finished second in points in one of the closest battles there could have ever been. And now, many of the naysayers from days gone by are crying he has an unfair advantage, seemingly unwilling to acknowledge the grit, the money, and determination that was required to turn this Ford combination into the powerhouse it had become. He came so close with the number 2 finish in 2020, and this only fueled the fire of the Bird, Mills, and Burrell team. So they set their sights on 2021 and came out swinging, only to have their hopes destroyed by an early round clutch explosion in Holt, Florida. It didn't leave them dead, but they were severely wounded for the battle that lay ahead, but still making it to the semis. The team fully understands that races are won in the shop, and they were rewarded by posting a win at the second event held at the famed Shadyside Dragway in front of a record-breaking crowd. They went 2 in a row with a win in Mount Olive, Alabama. But apparently the lucky charm was left at Mount Olive, as it would be several months, numerous contacts with walls, new engine combinations not living up to what they had hoped for, before the trio finally returned to their winning ways in Knoxville, Tennessee, and stopping a 3 straight race onslaught of wins posted by nemesis Leslie Horn. With that win in Knoxville, they knew the championship was still up for grabs, and they were prepared to fight for it all the way to the final event of the season, when a win over Todd Blackwell sealed the fate of the 2021 A-Gas Championship battle and allowed the Bird, Mills, and Burrell team to lay claim to the title. Tommy?
Been telling us all year he wanted to win a championship, so he'll be happy now.
Well, why don't you build a billboard and go faster, but no, now it's a world champion.
Must definitely put forth a lot of effort this year.
Yeah, I'm very proud of Mitch. He's turned into a real good driver.
Bill H was the one when I had stuck in 4th gear and stoned it a couple times, just trying to get quicker than he was. I had no idea how fast.
You have arrived, you are a champion, and you are 2021 world champion.
It sure feels good.
Gabriel, my friend, you have without a doubt won one of the toughest battles I have ever witnessed in drag racing, brother. And to that, I'm proud to call you my friend, and I'm elated to call you a world champion. Yeah, he'll need it. Just wait. Okay. Don't want you looking at me like Ken did. That's what you need to do.
I'd be lying if I said this has always been a fun journey. It's been filled with tons of heartache, busted knuckles, and sleepless nights. However, it's definitely been one of the most rewarding ventures I've ever pursued. I remember as an 8 or 9-year-old kid idolizing Quayne and Mitch, driving all over the country, getting to see everything, and getting to go fast. I've since found that maybe that wasn't quite as glamorous as it always looked to a little kid. Fast forward 20 years when I finally got into the Falcon. It was like a dream had come true. It may not have been competitive, but it was my very own race car. I raced for a few seasons as a laughingstock of A-gas, not even winning a single round my first full season. I'm the only guy that's campaigned a Ford engine for long-term in the class. I may not be smart, but at least I'm hard-headed. I can't tell y'all how many guys told me I needed to swap brands over the years, but we held true, and a lot of those same guys are looking at building a Ford engine, or at least complaining about one. I've learned there's a big secret. Hard work eventually pays off. The SEGA rule set keeps so much parity that any combination is capable of winning on any given Saturday. That isn't to say that a junkyard engine with a Saginaw is going to clean house. But hard work goes a very long way. If you just keep your nose at the grindstone and show as sharp as you can, then eventually dominoes start falling your direction. It took a few years, but I finally realized I'm racing myself more than I'm racing the guy next to me. If I run my race, the rest of the things seem to fall in line. This isn't something you can do alone, or at least I couldn't. There are hundreds of people responsible for my success, and without these few, I'd have never made it here. First, I've got to thank Robbie and Nancy Bird and Jack and Patsy Mills. Without these four, I'd never won all these races. They're always willing to lend a hand, both physically and financially. Thank y'all from the bottom of my heart. Billy and Debbie Ison. Consistently, Billy is there for me. I'm exactly where I need to be when the car's back down the racetrack. No doubt in my mind, it's ready to go when I pull into the beams. And that's a huge weight off someone's shoulders. He studies and he's sharp. Katie pulls something like quadruple duty at this point. She's my wardrobe artist. She pulls me into the groove. She's there for all the long drives, and now she's agreed to do this thing called life with me long term. My parents, David and Pam Burrell, and Burrell's Golf Carts, they've constantly been there since day one. They don't get enough credit, but I've never had amounted to much of anything without them. I also have to thank John Holbert Landscaping for the financial help this season as well. Jimmy Huff kept me going for years. I couldn't afford to do anything, and no matter what happened, he'd always make sure I had a motor to go to the next race, even if it was all his stuff. I can't put enough words there to tell y'all and him what he's done for me, and thank him so much. Then there's Peavy, Dane, Jim, Evan, Kim and Tony, Brett, the Welches. They're always there for anything I need, whether it's wrenching on the race car, a meal, loaner car, whatever I need it. If they've got it, we make it work. So, Mitch Stott has kept my mind in the game for a very long time. He's always been there for last-minute machine work on a Wednesday night when I need something so I can go to the race. He'll quit what he's doing and get my part made, or I'll go chase him down at the end of the racetrack to help get my mind right before that final round that just had a little doubt in. Quayne Stott Drag Racing and Clay Hare this year helped get the car back together when my lead right foot and the concrete walls had a couple of run-ins there. I couldn't have made it through half season without their help there, so thank them so much for that. I've also got to thank Quayne separately. If it wasn't for his encouragement, there's no chance I'd have been here. He may not cut me any slack, but I know he's always there and I can count on him for anything I need. Hoosier Tire, the guys at Hub Saver, Summit, and Scott Wire paying contingency, that really helps out, keep things going, and their quality products is good to have those to rely on as well. Pat at Ram Clutches always keeps my car ready to race, never had an issue. Anything I need, he's there, and it's there the next day. Roby Myrick is hands down the best guy with customer service I've ever saw. If you don't run a G-Force, you should. That simple as it can be, he's all you can ask for. John Causey provided me with enviable horsepower and reliability that's second to none. I punished his engine for almost 2 seasons without a single hiccup. You can't ask for any more than that. Lastly, I have to thank the SEGA crew, my competitors, my fans, and God. Without any of these, this just wouldn't work. Thanks, and we'll see y'all again next year. And this one's for Cynthia, so thank y'all.
I did want to add, I was always glad to call him, proud to call him my friend until he showed up in that suit. Yeah. He's always running his hands through his hair. You know, had, transmission grease or something in him always. Well, David, my brother, I think that this is about wraps it up. And so from here on out, she is all yours, my man.
Well, thank you, Mitch, and thank you, each and every one, for being here, for traveling up and down these roads. And if you really put a pencil to paper and start thinking about what we've done as a collective group and the number of miles we traveled, and Ken explained some of his problems, we don't really have a problem. We are one big family, and we do support each other in that endeavor as we travel these 11 races that are so hard put together. And we appreciate all that Quayne does and Rocky Platt in putting those together. I don't know what's wrong with this thing. But anyway, you've heard the word tonight, probably more than champion, more than anything that's going on out here tonight. You've heard the word God. And that right there could not be echoed more. And folks, I'm not trying to grandstand, but Ron Hall, it's hard on my heart. I've lost a close personal friend this year to this nasty disease. We've lost other friends and family members to other things. So if you'd indulge me, would you remove your hats and bow your head, please? Dear gracious Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you so much for all the things that you have benefited us with. We know sometimes we get caught up in the loss, the struggle, but tonight we claim the triumph. We celebrate our champions. We celebrate our racers. But most importantly, Lord, the triumph in you for sending that Son to die on the cross at 33 years old for our sins. I don't know how you did it. I don't think I could give my son up for that. That's the jealous part in me. But you didn't. You knew the moment that he was conceived what he would do. Lord, I want to lift specific people up to you right now, but first and foremost, Ron Hall. So many of them that are mentioned out here tonight, I can't name every one of them, but Ron Hall, Heart on My Heart, Gene Fulton, Bob Zabo, others all across this country, and Southeast Gassers has really a worldwide reach. And we pray for those people who are not able to be here, the people who are here. We hope to see them again in 2022 at our first race of the year and every race. We pray that this deadly disease leaves us and it leaves our country, or something is found to help everyone. It would be remiss of me not to mention the 2 champions that we have that are veterans of our country. And Lord, our country needs you now more than ever. Reform needs to happen. And it needs to happen in our hearts, Lord. We need to find that on our knees and giving everything up to you. We praise you, Lord. We celebrate our champions. We praise you and everything that you have done for us, Lord. We thank you, and we hope that you will heal these friends' bodies if it be thy will, Lord. And if it is not in your will, please help console the families. Make your will known to us as we play out what we do in life. For it is in your gracious heavenly name we pray. Amen. Thank you all, folks. Again, Mitch, it's been a pleasure traveling up and down these roads in 2021. I can't wait to do it in 2022. I think we have an incredible schedule that starts March the 12th, I think it is, down in Silver Dollar Raceway.
I believe it's the best schedule we've ever had, no doubt about it, David. 2022, I say it every year, but I can say it with dignity, and I can say it with pride, and I can say it with honesty. It'll be better than 21, and man, what a top that's going to be to do. Because 2022, with all of the new people coming in, all of the races, the locations, it's only going to get better. I tell you what, as the old saying is, the future's so bright, we got to wear shades. Good night, everybody. If you world champions would come up with your trophies to the front for pictures. Thank you very much.